It will be an understatement to say the CEO of LECUDO USA, Terence Atem, has tapped into both internal and external resources to the organization. Young and new faces like Dr. Mbebo Christella, our own medical doctor in charge of the health committee, Dr. Fonkem Ekogobe and Dr. Martin Palmieri, both of Healing Beyond the Horizon, Inquisitor Richard of Libraries International, Elvis Chabazon of Family Books from Germany, and Cretan Beta Z. Martin of Bizarre Foundation, and many others, to support LECUDO USA, something many has been clamoring for a very long time. Many who did not attend the convention might not know what these individuals have done in our community. Because Gaza media focus on community news, we have followed all these volunteers and know exactly what they are doing and their contribution to the bank and to the LBLM community at large. First, Dr. Mbebo Christella gave her impression about the deliberation of the convention and the work that she does in helping Lebanese people.
We are happy that the convention has come to fruition. A lot has been put into planning, so it's always good to be able to execute after doing a lot of planning. I am happy that I'm able to sit with His Majesty and the Lebanese sons and daughters to deliberate. My thoughts are that going forward, we really would like to have all hands on deck for all the projects, be it health, be it rehabilitation. Every Lebanese son counts, every Lebanese son is full of potential. Let us come together. There is strength in numbers. That's the only way we're going to be able to make it work and to rebuild our community.
Yes, and also Dr. Palmieri presented some challenges, especially in the project that you are part of. So when you listen to his presentation, what do you think we can do, especially when it comes to education, maybe to improve on the literacy, on the health literacy in our community?
So we have plans that we are going to do with our team that's back home, but like we said, it takes a whole community to do education. As members of the community, let us help. We have a lot of our community members here who are very well to do, very many of them in the healthcare field. Some of them are not, but they are more informed. Make sure to tell your families that for chronic diseases, we need to take medication when we have to take medication. It's not a one-time or one-stop done. We continue to work in progress. Let's continue to educate our people for disease prevention, immunization. Let's make sure we're doing that, hygiene and what have you to prevent diseases. And then for those who are diagnosed, let's make sure we're taking medications as prescribed.
Okay, thank you so much.
After the health presentation by Dr. Martin Palmieri, our camera called them both for a minute interview.
So my name is Martin Palmieri. I'm a medical oncologist from Asheville, North Carolina, and I'm the chairman of the board for Healing Beyond the Horizons.
And my name is Ikokovi Fonkem. I'm a neurologist and neuro-oncologist and founder and CEO of Healing Beyond the Horizon.
I just want you to reinforce some of the challenges that you face while collecting data to make the informed decision.
Sure. So the last 2 years we've been collecting data on our health fairs, and what we're seeing is that there are certain patterns in the data, but there are a variety of challenges as well. In order to know how we could better address the needs of the people of Cameroon, we need to have good data, and that requires that when we see patients in these clinics and during these fairs, that they share with us their medical history. And as part of this process, we also need to educate folks to understand their disease process and how to properly take their medications. And so as we go through this course of treating folks and following them for 90 days, we really need for them to communicate with us and share with us what they're experiencing and how they're taking their medicines. And what we've been finding is that for the patients who've been compliant and who've been able to work with us, where we are getting good data, we're actually showing a pretty significant improvement in their health over the course of this program.
Yes, Dr. Fonkem, let me throw this question to you. Sometimes patients are not always forthcoming to provide their medical history that can help people make kind of proper health decision about their health. What will you say to most of the folk back in Cameroon?
First of all, Gaza Media, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity. I think as a doctor, part of what we learned in medical school was what I call the art of history taking. So I look at a doctor as being a police officer. where your job is to ask the right questions so you can get the right answer or the answer you're looking at. And that is the kind of approach we've used in Cameroon and even here in the United States to gather data.
Is there any message that you can encourage our folks, our patients, or folks that are home, that when they come to see a physician or a nurse, they should be willing to give that information voluntarily so that it will help you guys in return, help treat them?
Sure, I think one advice to patients would be to go into it with an open mind and not make a lot of assumptions. I know over the years what patients always tell me is that I've seen a lot of doctors and had a lot of testing done, but they can never tell you what kind of testing was done. So the advice is to, one, make sure you keep very good records and don't have your passport or your health card spread all over the place. If you go to a doctor and they're giving you some instructions, make sure you keep a good record of those health cards so that if you were to move from one doctor to the next, then that information is accurate and that avoids a lot of mistakes.
Yeah, I think as a doctor, what's important is we want to keep people healthy.
Yeah.
You know, we're trained to treat diseases, but ideally, if we could keep people healthy so they never get these diseases in the first place, you'll live a better life and a fuller life.
Yes, Dr. Pemere, let me throw this question to you. How much time do you put in? I saw the presentation that you did. I saw a lot of input. You were displaying all the data, showing the strength of how much you started and the way you are healing and how people are responding. How much time do you put in to collect all the data and to able to utilize them?
So we have a team of people at Healing Beyond the Horizons that have been working on it. So we have at least 5 volunteers that are helping us to collect the data and organize the data. You know, from my perspective, we probably put in several hundred hours at this point, collecting data, reviewing the data, and we're still not done going through all the data. So I suspect we'll be putting in a lot more hours before all the data is organized and able to present.
Yes, Dr. Fonkem, I think Dr. Pemere did mention that they will definitely need more volunteers. What would be the kind of expertise if somebody wants to volunteer, especially when during the season of the health campaign?
I think we always welcome new volunteers. I think, first of all, having that spirit to volunteer is always good. But anybody who has a background in education, has a background in health, have a background in policy, is more than welcome to come and volunteer for Healing Beyond the Horizon. I think regardless of your background, we can always find something for you to do during the health campaign.
Yeah, I just want to thank you both for all the services that you do to help the people of Cameroon, especially the people of the PLM. I mean, we have been following all the story, and we'll continue to follow up the story, especially when the next health campaign is coming on. I cannot thank you enough.
Oh, and thank you for letting us get our message out, so we appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, thank you, Dr.
Meanwhile, Inquieter Richard of Lightbridge International announces another recent consignment of medical supply worth over $80,000, which is on the way to Cameroon, of course, to the bank people.
We are celebrating the bank. We are here for LECUDO USA convention, 30th anniversary of LECUDO. So I'm hoping that every son and daughter of the bank will be able to fall on. We have a so I'm hoping that everybody will fall behind the leadership. We can work to build the bank as a community.
Elvis Tamadon, CEO of Family Book, explained how the family history platform can also be used not only to trace ancestral history, but can be applied to medical history to predict those diseases that are genetically inherited. He promised to also build a database of the bank experts.
Transfer this information to the younger generation, and it's easy for them to now trace their own family members. For those who really wish, they could also document their medical history in their family book. You could still document it and hide it from the public. It's also possible.
And not forgetting Bazaar Foundation. Reaction from participants speak for themselves.
What is the impression so far?
I mean, as a DC chapter president, I'm very satisfied with what has happened here today. You can see from yourself our numbers from DC. It's like we carry the whole place. And even on the contribution list, you can see that DC is far up there. So I'm very, very satisfied with what my members have done and their turnout here.
And what recommendation will you give to the Ohio when it comes to time? Because they started yesterday late. Today again, they started late. And maybe in the night they may still come late.
Yes, what we have started doing in DC, which didn't used to happen in the past, is we've come to a point where we have to start with time, and it doesn't matter how many people are there. Once you have 30 minutes into your scheduled time, it's always good to start with whoever is there, and the rest of the people will join the crew whenever they get there. So I just want to tell them people, most of the time, please, always, please, we are here. They say when you go to Rome, do what the Romans do. So if we set a time for something, I call on all of you to turn up on time so that we can also go home in time.
And you are from NJA, the president of WDC. The national president, the CEO, Atem Karen, is also from NJA. The Ohio chapter president, also from J. These are the, is it that they don't see any other people from the bank? Why is it all in J?
Well, NJA people are very, very committed people. And just from its name itself, NJA, in where it means learn, the NJA people have learned how to manage things. And just as we learn how to manage things, we also call on people to also be able to learn from us. So we are never tired of learning. We keep learning and we'll continue to learn. So I don't think it's a coincidence. It's the way it is.
Okay, thank you so much for your time, and we hope to see you tonight.
Thank you very much. I'll see you soon. Thank you, Gaza Media.
All right. Is it moving in the right direction?
Yeah, I think the deliberations have been very great. And honestly, I think I've been lucky to be among 3 generations of the Fons of Fontem, from the Fangben to Jifo and then to Asawatong. I think his speech today is a landmark among all the 3 Fons that have been so far.
Thank you.
That was a very important issue.
So far, I think everything is going on well, and I like the agenda. I have the topics that they are discussing, and I just wish and pray that everybody cooperate so as to bring a change back home.
Yes, I know. About a couple of weeks we were having the Minka Cultural Festival, and a similar event is happening here. In terms of culture, do you really think that the Bank people are giving the culture to their children the way they're supposed to do?
I don't think they are really doing it the way it's supposed to be here in the United States, basing the fact that most people, they don't like teach our children the basic thing, which is like our language. And I remember last week I had a wedding at my place where Chief Omika's younger sister was having a traditional wedding, and my daughter was crying about the tradition. So
Former CEO, what do you achieve?
I think
when the time comes, I'm over MCD, what was it here for?
Wonderful job.
I'll make sure that the
effort. A lot of people don't know
very successfully.
But
so, Mr. DJ, thank you.
I am very glad the directions.
And today you are very early. But last night you came a little bit late. And today you said no, you want to make up.
Very important. I just had some driving back from home to here were a little bit of an emergency. You know me, I will never come late. It's just some circumstances that came up yesterday.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
As the whole chapter president of Ohio, what has been your impression so far up to this moment?
So far, I'm so happy, I'm so delighted, and the Ohio chapter was very happy to receive the Leban community across the North America and Europe. And everything went on well, and thanks to the umbrella LECUDO USA that we were able to host this occasion
the 30th anniversary. It's not only the convention, but 30th anniversary as a whole.
And the third phase, which will be going to be the fundraising, are you sure they will be able to go and rest, come back and make up with time, because they started a little late?
Yeah, when we dedicate ourselves and our time to something, we do it. And I'm pretty sure those who are here for just they are still wrapping up things. I just hear them. Some have gone home to prepare and come and start the fundraiser itself. So I'm pretty sure that everybody will be here at the third party to finish up with the fundraising.
I would not like to take so much of your time. We'll meet again maybe after about a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, I believe, to continue with the third phase.
Yes.
All right. And we hope to talk to you then.
All right. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for covering our event. And the Gaja Media is the only media that the bank have so far, and we are going to promote the media. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
LECUDO USA is a giant organization of all time. Remember, the Fund of Fountain pleaded for everyone to join the organization and meet up with their moral responsibility, especially the notable who have hardly shown up during fundraising. And this is Gaza Media for Community News. I am Ernest Kumba.